sports fans, Coach Nick here, and welcome to B-Ball Breakdown. Don't miss us on Twitter and Google+. Great conversation there every day, and they're different, so make sure you follow us and circle us on both those platforms. Let's get to the vaults. I broke out Michael Jordan's record-breaking 63-point performance in the Garden, the original Boston Garden with the parquet floor and everything. And it wasn't just Michael having a great game. He had Larry Bird, Kevin McHale, Robert Parish, Danny Ainge, Dennis Johnson. Great Celtics team, probably the best of all time, or one of them. And certainly in the Bulls, it was fun because you had guys like Gene Banks and Kyle Macy and a young Charles Oakley and Dave Corzine and all sorts of motley crew people out there while the Bulls were still searching for their championship formula. So here it is, Michael Jordan's record-breaking 63-point performance in Boston Garden in 1986. In Michael's second season, he missed 64 games with a broken foot, but he came back and willed the Bulls to the playoffs, even though I'm sure they would have been happy to get back in the lottery and drafted Brad Daugherty or Len Bias. Meanwhile, Jordan led the Bulls into the playoffs with the worst record of any playoff team at 30-52. He lit the Celtics up with 49 points in a Game 1 loss in the Garden, and here's the awesome CBS intro we all grew up with.
Today is Game 2. Again, it's Bird and Jordan, two great stars of the NBA. Square off in Boston, the backdrop, as the Celtics and the Bulls go at it once more in the playoffs.
Here's the awesome graphics we got back in 1986 before Photoshop even existed. There's Charles Oakley as a young rookie, and Orlando Woolridge was a tough, high-scoring forward for many years. The Bulls had a revolving door of point guards alongside Michael for many years, and Kyle Macy already being the third in 2 years. Stan Albeck was the coach, and he got the Best Hair of the Year award. The Celtics started arguably the greatest front court of all time, and DJ and Ainge were the perfect complement. Casey Jones played for Red Auerbach and the Celtics, and led them throughout their run in the 80s. The refs were much better back then. Jake O'Donnell was one of the best. And quick trivia, Jack Neese's son Eric was in the first cast of MTV's The Real World. The Celtics opened up in some weird matchups as Bird guarded Corzine so McHale could guard the explosive Woolridge. The Bulls' offense was simple, either ISO MJ or Woolridge, or curl them around a down screen. Here, Parish gets called for the goaltend. The Bulls' offense ran very little of anything, but here's an example of Orlando's power as he blows right by McHale to the hoop. McHale was simply awesome in the low post, and he had every shot in the book in his arsenal. McHale was very good on defense, primarily because his arms were freakishly long. Jordan had mastered the Hakeem Dream Shake by this time, and he also had an amazing knack of making shots while on the way down. Here's a play the Celtics used to run with Bill Russell in the 60s, the high post split. You can get a sense of how well they moved without the ball, and also their incredible team passing. Here's a bird's eye view of the famous double through the legs pull-up on Bird, and Michael is making the defense look like college players. Bill Walton joined the team and was yet another great post passer, making this team fun to watch. Michael didn't have his way every time down the court, another dream shake, but a great block by Dennis Johnson. Larry Bird was one of the greatest of all times, and he was a crafty shot maker with either hand. And as the shot clock wound down, you had to be aware of him from anywhere on the court. It became clear the only way the Bulls could compete with this team was to let Michael do his thing, and do his thing he did with this and one into the teeth of the defense. They also tried to let Orlando Woolridge take advantage of his matchup with ISOs, but there's McHale's long arms again swatting the shot away. Here's a nifty little set that we also saw Golden State run this year with Klay Thompson. Bird screens the ball, then gets a flare screen to the weak side. It turns into a screen and roll, and Bird knocks down one of his patented pull-up jumpers. Michael must have known it was his night when he banked in his 40th point from straight away. The Celtics had some crazy highlights too, as McHale makes a shot while laying down on top of Dave Corzine. You have to watch this shot again to believe it. We talk all the time about not helping one pass away. The double comes from the weak side, which is good, but watch Orlando Woolridge help off of Larry Bird of all people. I bet Larry thanked him on the way back down the court. Just check out the kind of plays McHale was making in this game. First, he blocks the 7-foot Robert Parish, and then on a switch off of a pick and roll, he goes baseline on McHale and just dunks it on him. Wow. The Celtics started doubling McHale in the backcourt to get it out of his hands, which is a very smart move. However, they'd clear out, get it back to him, and just set a screen out on top and let him go to work. Ainge tries to go underneath the screen, but that lets McHale explode into Parish and pull up to nail the shot. McHale wasn't very disciplined on defense and got burned quite a lot helping one pass away in this game. Here, he doubles down off of Dennis Johnson, who cuts right to the hoop for the and one. With the Celtics up by 2 in regulation, the Bulls foolishly try to pressure in the backcourt and get stuck out of position. This beautiful alley-oop from Ainge to McHale should have sealed the game for the Celtics. Up by 2 again, the Celtics go to Larry Bird in the post, but the Bulls double from the weak side perfectly. The long rebound does go to Parish, but McHale saves the day by knocking it away to Oakley. So the Bulls had the ball down 2 with only 6 seconds left. They simply clear out for McHale, who gets a good look at a 3, but out of nowhere, the refs call a shooting foul on McHale. It's not clear what kind of contact was made, but we do know this would never be called in today's game, and the Celtics would have won in regulation. Up by 1 in overtime, McHale gets a simple pick and roll out on top while his teammates hide on the weak side. The Celtics double him in the post, so he correctly gives the ball up, but the Celtics make a mistake and allow McHale to get the ball back too easily. He blows by DJ and hits the and one for a 3-point lead. With a 2-point lead and a chance to seal the win, the Bulls need to play a little defense, but McHale is exhausted and lets Ainge blow right by him for a layup. Dave Corzine should have come over and contested this, and at least made Ainge earn the points from the free throw line. Now it's tied, and Boston does a great job to deny McHale the inbounds pass. So this gets exciting as Dave Corzine dribbles the ball up and almost throws it away. However, the football pass gets McHale a great look at the win. He just can't knock it down. Notice how aware Larry Bird was of the clock as he calls timeout immediately. With 2 seconds left, there's only time to catch and shoot. The Bulls almost screw up their communication as Orlando Woolridge got stuck on the pin down screen and McHale doesn't stay with Larry Bird. Almost shocking that he missed this game winner. Another help one pass away by McHale in the second overtime, and this time sharpshooter Jerry Seesing nails a key jumper. More great Celtics offense off the double team of McHale. A quick rotation finds Ainge wide open and he knocks it down. Here's the basket where McHale breaks Elgin Baylor's playoff scoring record. A simple isolation on the wing. Ainge lets him go middle even though the help was towards the baseline. Parish was there to contest though, but McHale hits a tough floater. Again, McHale helps off of Jerry Seesting one pass away, and McHale finds him for another jumper, and this game gets another nail in the coffin. Up 2 with the ball, the Celtics run their patented post-up for Bird, and then Parish does a rub screen and pops to the baseline. There is no help, and he nails the baseline jumper, ending this incredible game. So there you have it, sports fans. You can see the work that McHale had cut out for him with those teams, and it was no surprise the next year he ended up averaging 37 points a game, simply because there really wasn't much other firepower they had around him. And as Scottie and Horace Grant came in the picture and got better, they finally got on the championship path. But man, was it exciting for those few years while he was the only show in town. Well, thanks for joining us. Lots more coming up. We got a ton more encore demos like the ones we already did with the shooting and the horns. So don't miss that. Lots more coming up in September and some really cool stuff. I guarantee it. And don't forget at B-Ball Breakdown, we're not a channel, we're a conversation. You in?